So my single player has got a lot of improvement. I've been cleaning up some of the old stuff. I've been bringing some of the props from the old stuff over to the new area. And I got a weapon item drop pickup that I found somewhere. I had to go through the code because something was wonky. We had a bug. There's a key card. I found a tutorial for like opening a door with a key. You just walk over the tool to like pick up the key. I think I need to add that to a script. That's like an easy script. And then when you go up to a door, there's just add another script that checks if you have that key and then deletes it. Anyway, I want to put in hidden doors with keys in the level. That's going to be fantastic. Just fix some like unanchored items and some of the assets. And now it's time to start expanding the level, whereas, you know, I just have a big bowl of hills right now and some walls that stop you. I need to kind of expand the whole structure of the map so that you can continue on and kind of drop down the hills on the far side. And I don't know, maybe the altitude will go up, maybe down into like some forest or something. I don't know. I got ChatGPT to kind of spill out little map instructions for what kind of biomes I should do, and I could get it to help me write some storylines or something like that. Just give me some ideas, but that's what we got to do next. So I disabled the NPCs that I had because I was wondering what is so laggy when I start and stop this, and I'm gonna have to start deleting all the guns that I don't need, like the AKs and stuff. They're not World War I guns, but it's like I was just wondering if those NPCs that I added had crappy code. I don't know. I finally found the NPCs that come with ACS, and the spawners are in a tool, so you can add the tool to yourself as if it's a weapon, and then when you click, it spawns where you tell it to spawn. So I told the AI to use that code for the spawning and do the same thing I have with the coin system, where you can just drop a bunch of blocks in a folder, and those blocks, those simple nothing blocks, position will be taken as the positions. They're just placeholders. And so it did that, duplicated into an enemy spawns folder from the coins folder, and recreated the script with the code that I needed. Now we're spawning ACS machine gunners. So I'll try. They have also civilian. I don't know what civilian does. That's going to be interesting. But yeah, we'll keep moving on. Now I don't have to look for so much NPC stuff. I'll have to go through the code for the NPC stuff, see what's good. And yeah, pretty exciting. So the placeholder parts weren't disappearing, so it was missing a destroy. So when the AI copied the script, it just missed that. It had renamed the actual variable that it was using to access those, and then it just forgot to do that. So I could have asked the AI, hey, why did you do this? And it'll say, oh, I forgot. But it'd probably take longer than me doing it, or the same amount of time. I wasn't sure. I didn't really think about the AI doing it without me checking it first, but I could have done that. Anyway, looks pretty good. I guess we need to try the others, including the civilians, but also the other AI NPCs, and check how they move. Can we do patrols and things like that? Or also, how do we do respawns? This is another thing that we got to do. So I tested all the different AI categories that came with ACS. We got an unarmed guy with no gun. Briefly looked in the AI code there. I don't know if he's supposed to be picking up a gun. If he could find one, like if you had a thing where a bunch of guys bust out of a door unarmed and they ran and they got guns, that would be interesting. Don't know if it can do that. Maybe I can make it do that. Well, you could have him an unarmed guy running, and then when he goes into another building, grabs a gun or whatever, or just touches a gun, you could swap him out for the different class of guy that has a gun, and then it would just seem like he picked up a gun without actually coding that. We got HMG, heavy machine gun, I guess, sniper, gunner, and CQC. CQC, do they punch you? I'm gonna have to look into that. They all seem to just kind of shoot me. I don't know, maybe the gunner is harder than the CQC, and the HMG is maybe heavier than the gunner. I have to look at the code, see what it is, maybe ask AI to look into it for me. But the sniper, one of them seemed to have an issue locating me. So That's not the greatest code. I don't know why that was. I'd have to look into that. But in terms of NPCs, we could just roll with these. So they might need some improvements. Interesting little idea with the unarmed. But yeah, I might have to dress them up in World War I clothes, that's for sure. And also have to move along with, you know, respawns. Should they respawn? Where would they respawn from? That's not too concerning, right? Because you just have to, like, move on to the next part of the level. You want the level to be longer and longer, so I don't know what to do about respawns. If someone joins a server that's already running, then what do they see? Like, how does War Simulator do it? Did they only let you join if someone is, you know, hasn't made it very far? Or do they, you know, because sometimes you join, you see another player there, and it makes it a bit easier to fight people because you're both fighting them. But what if someone had cleared everything already? They don't respawn. Would you just run up a bunch of empty section of the level because someone already cleared it? Gonna have to figure that out. Maybe give War Simulator a try and just kind of trying to figure out what I'm talking about again. So I don't know, just keep on. So we're doing some sculpting of the level, extending it. I want kind of an altitude change. I want to kind of not have it totally linear, kind of reuse some of the same space, but not totally just be like a maze or anything. Have it somewhat linear. And then I'm going in and cleaning up the guns because I have a bunch of non-World War I guns. So I'm just being careful doing that. And we'll clean up all the unused guns. Like I see there's an MP5, things like that. So whatever's not in use, maybe we'll find some that I haven't put in yet or need to be tested. I think that I had done that already, but I have to double check. That was a long time ago. And we will keep developing the map. I have a lot of different trenches that I can use from the toolbox, public asset store. And so maybe weaving in a lot of different trenches would be nice. I guess if anything ever gets taken away asset-wise, because it's public, that I could just recreate it if the game was doing well. So that's okay. And yeah, we'll just keep at it. Alright, so I went through, I added a new feature. You're gonna see it is the trench pit. I guess it's kind of like a foxhole. So I took some kind of pieces that are open on two sides and made a little foursquare. Made some kind of eagle's nest on top of the hill as your altitude is kind of going up. And yeah, just worked on blending it in, rotating each one, just a little bit of world building, adding a ladder to each one and not having it exactly in the same place, so everything feels like a real place. And yeah, you'll see that right now. It's pretty exciting stuff. This is my first sort of step towards making level 2 and 3 in terms of you know, the arena was just sort of one trench versus another, but it has to keep continuing to a sort of level 2 and a level 3 sort of thing. It makes me think when I'm testing it, what do you do, like, if your head's just peeking at the trench, do the enemies really shoot at you? Maybe this game is too hard for like a Roblox game. You know, maybe that's why War Simulator is so good, because it caters really to a younger audience and not like a realistic audience. Also, I was thinking, you know, not having jump is kind of a good thing because it eliminates having to have the jump button. Kind of that would take out of the equation any possible sort of jump puzzles, but you could still have all kind of puzzles that have nothing to do with jump. So if you take out the jump button, and you can add other buttons like what you're going to need, like the leaning and the crouching and prone. So looking pretty good. Check this out.